Disclaimer, the following video contains explicit language and potentially controversial opinions. You don't have to agree with everything I say in this video. View at your own risk. Hello everyone. Hi everyone. Serve what needs served. I don't know if I'm going to end up publishing this video or not, but Vox published their blank year in blank minutes video that they release every year. Last year's was kind of shoddy, but I remember every video that they released before then being kind of good. Let me just state the obvious that everyone would know, except for the people watching this video. I love history, but the fun history, not the boring shit that we learn in school, even though some of that boring shit is actually really important, I will admit. But I just love seeing how we get from one point in history to another point, and like everyone remembers all the dots of history and you know, certain things that happened and like what people were obsessed with in a particular year, but not necessarily like connecting the dots and how we got from this point to this point. And you know, when you think of, oh my god, I froze. When you think of a specific year, you think of all the things and all the characteristics of that year, and you think of a different year, and there's like the first thing that comes to your mind, and like you could give me any year in the past 10 years and I could tell you exactly, you know, in my particular life, you know, all the things that made that year for me. And even some of the things that made it culturally, like the stuff in like pop culture that made it what the year that everyone remembers it being. And I just love seeing how one year gets to another. By the way, really quick shout out to this one guy who is making really incredible videos, analyzing year by year. I don't quite have it on me right now. I might end up editing this, but the channel is called Weird History, and he makes these videos. Like, I think he recently released the 2009 video, and he made a video about you know, all the pop culture stuff that happened in one particular year, and in you know, another particular year, and all in order, so you can watch year by year. Now, it only goes as far back as 1970, and he does have other videos about, like, you know, medieval times and shit, but I hope that he goes back at least as far as the 50s, hopefully at least as far as the 1900 turn of the century, because that would be really fun to watch, and I want to watch those videos with my father. But the fact alone that he's gotten through the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s is really incredible, and I'm super excited to watch all of those in order when he does finish it, because that's such an amazing format for videos. To analyze a particular year. Now, I know it's not always, you know, maybe not always the best way. However, it's a sociological thing that people tend to start fresh and be in a better mindset. And for as long as you live in a society, there is sort of a sociological, you know, blank canvas start every time a new year comes along. So while, you know, in terms of weather and you know, sun and moon, it may not be incredibly relevant. In terms of history and pop culture, something that I care about a lot because I'm a nerd, even though I know deep down that it's kind of trivial and doesn't really matter. It's something I love to be fascinated about, and it's something that really excites me whenever the new year comes along. It's like the new number, you know? I mean, just let me be a nerd in peace, all right? So we got this video, and then we're going to check out some other videos. I think last year, JJ McCullough did one, which was interesting. And some other people did some videos that most of them were pretty boring. I don't know how long I want to spend on this video, but I watched the first minute or so of Vox's video, which for some reason is only 4 minutes long. I'm very disappointed in them for that. The video should at least be, I mean, 2020's video was 7 minutes long, which, I don't know, but 4 minutes for an entire year, I don't know. Then again, I guess, I like most of the stuff that happened this year, I think most people can already know, so I don't know, maybe they'll get everything in 4 minutes, but I have some predictions, and obviously not all of these are going to be in this video, not all of these are going to be in the next video that we watched, or the video after that, but the ideal video would include all or almost all of these things. So I have election. Obviously, this is going to be everywhere, because the election was like the #1 thing this year. Trump getting shot. I don't know if YouTube's going to take down this video. I don't care, because there are tons of videos talking about Trump getting shot, so I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying Trump got shot this year. Okay, fuck you. Biden, the debate thing that happened in June, I think, June 27th, and then July 21st was when he dropped out. Don't ask me why I have such a good memory of very trivial bullshit nonsense. Kamala, brat, propaganda. Yeah, I called it propaganda because look what happened. And the coconut tree thing, and then Trump winning. Yeah, there you go. They better touch on all those things. And by the way, this list, I probably missed some things, okay? This is just the stuff I know. There are other things I purposely didn't include on this list, either because they're too trivial or they shouldn't be included because they're very orchestrated by, mass media like the Olympics. Like, okay, yeah, talk about the Olympics and the Grammys and the Oscars and shit like that people are like, that everyone brings up, like, as if it's any different this year than it was last year. Yeah, shit like that, the Super Bowl, I mean, I don't give a fuck. The election, I think, is actually important because it only happens every 4 years. Sometimes it's not, but there are always, fun little moments in every election that are worth remembering, in my opinion. So, stupid stuff like that. I don't really care for sports. I don't really care for, like, fantasy bullshit. That's just my opinion. AI. I hate AI. Terrified, horrified, and mortified that AI is going to steal our jobs, and we better be ready to protest. I know Gen Z is really picky and choosy on what they like to protest about, but we better be ready to protest because we are not going to let AI take jobs, take freelance jobs, and take jobs that humans love doing. Now, other jobs I can see AI being great for, but regardless, I mean, it's also bad for the environment. So I don't know. I mean, do we need AI for most things? I don't think so, but it's here to stay, unfortunately, because we can't control it seems that we can't control anything, even though we kind of can. So we got AI, even though that was more of a last year thing. That was a thing that exploded in 2023. It's still going very strong in 2024, and I don't really like thinking about it that much because it kind of makes me sad, but it is what it is. The Gaza stuff, again, more of a last year thing, but it's still, happening, so, I expect them to bring it up. This is an honorable mention. Like I said, well, actually, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I think some of the things that they mentioned should be like every so often there's this new thing that comes up that people are obsessed with for a certain small amount of time. Like when Squid Game came out, it was Squid Game, and when the Devious Lick thing happened, it was that, and when the Will Smith Chris Rock thing happened, it was that, and they were obsessed with like a limited amount of time. And sometimes it's a TV show or an album or something, whatever. Around January, February, for like a short amount of time, people were really crazy about Hazbin Hotel. I think that this video should touch on the media, that was spontaneous, that people voted for, basically, to appear in the lists and whatnot. And one of those things was Hazbin Hotel. I won't knock them for not talking about it, but I do think it is worth a mention. And by the way, like I said, of course, I'm probably missing some things, but these are the big ones, and I would consider Hazbin Hotel an honorable mention, even though I didn't mark it as such. Sabrina and Chappell Roan, if you don't bring this up in your video, you cannot make a video about 2024 without talking about Sabrina Carpenter and Chappell Roan and how much they dominated the year. I will be actively disappointed, and I will dislike your video if I don't see those two in there. This is a pop music channel. Do I even need to go any further in explaining that? Taylor Swift, of course, she was more of a last year thing with her Eras tour, but she still, most of the year, was touring and was, in the news all over because she's such a diva. I expect to see her in there. I don't want to, but it's a video about 2024, and I'm grading it on how accurate it is. Yeah, Taylor Swift. And maybe some Travis Kelce stuff. I mean, oh yeah, I should have put that too. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. The man who literally no one knew about until Taylor Swift started dating him. Just like nobody knew about Kobe Bryant until he died. I'm asking for someone to come to my house and shoot me, okay? I want to be done. I'm joking about both of those things, but I'm not a sports fan at all. That's why I didn't include any sports things here, except for I'm being very nice by putting Travis Kelce on this list. I don't like the guy. I don't care for sports. I don't care at all. Um, I'm just a little chaotic. Elon Musk, again, I don't like him. I don't like most of the things on this list, but it's a video about 2024, God damn it. You're going to put Elon Musk there and how he rigged the election and with those stupid new Cybertrucks. Diddy, self-explanatory. I mean, come on. Diddy is Diddy. Literally plagued the news. Luigi Mangione, very recent in the news, but I still think you should include it because everyone's raving on and on about Luigi Mangione. The eclipse, don't act like we forgot about that. You better include the fucking eclipse because everyone was talking about it in April. Jojo Siwa, I think this one's worth a mention. This one broke the internet. If you don't, come on, this is a video about 2024. You should include the most amount of things that were actually memorable and, important, and people will actually remember about this year. Inside Out 2, I won't knock you if you don't include it, but it kind of revived Pixar. Most people didn't really like Pixar for a long time, and then Inside Out 2 came out. Wicked, I won't knock you if you don't include this one, but everyone was obsessed with it. The hurricanes you got to bring up. Those were awful, awful hurricanes. We just kept getting the news about it. This was the worst hurricane season since 2017. It was just god-awful. I don't want to talk too much about it because it actually made me really depressed for about a week. But it was just devastating, and luckily I live in the Northeast, so it didn't affect me. But I do have a consciousness, and it makes me really upset to even think about the hurricanes and how they're getting worse and worse because of climate change. We're going to move on, but that better be in the video. I'm going to come back. I won't knock you if you don't include this, but this was the big thing of January. So, Drake versus Kendrick. You got to include this. Come on. You got to include this. I don't care, but apparently it's one of the biggest things to happen this year. Honorable mention, Katy Perry. You don't have to bring her up. Billie Eilish. I mean, I care more about music than I think most people do. So, in a video about music, you would absolutely need to bring up these guys. But Ben Shapiro rap song, honorable mention. Country music explosion, I think you should bring that up. Even though it was also a last year thing and the year before, it's still happening. Acme versus Coyote, honorable mention. Ozempic, fucking hate Ozempic. I still think you should talk about it just because it was something really big that happened this year with the explosion of idiot celebrities promoting something they have no idea what it is. I made a whole video about Ozempic. I'm not gonna, spend 20 minutes talking about it again. But I have my thoughts on Ozempic. If you really want to see the video I posted, I can post it. TikTok ban, you got to talk about this. Come on. You got to talk about it. And then the Gen Alpha stuff, I think some of it deserves, a mention, like the skibbity stuff and the slang and, I don't know. So obviously there's more stuff, but this is the main stuff I expect to see. Am I going to be pausing through the video to see,
2024 is a year of what-ifs for democracy.
2024 is the year of elections, with at least...
Elections, all right, good.
2024 is a year of what-ifs for democracies.
This year's results ended in a strong showing for the far right across much of the European Union.
Democracy has been surprisingly resilient.
All right, cool. By the way, I saw the
Deja vu to utter
first 40 seconds of this. But I didn't see the whole thing. So some of this stuff I already know. But oh yeah, the Elmo tweet. I should have mentioned that, but I didn't. I'm glad they included that. Should be much longer than 4 minutes. Stupid tennis Olympic stuff. I don't care. No one cares. Except for that woman who shot the gun. I mean, that was pretty cool. But everyone else, no one cares. You're irrelevant. No one likes you.
Creating memorable moments that really got...
Yeah, there you go. Good for you. Good for you. Move on. Move on. No one cares. Come on.
Rafael Nadal has announced his retirement from professional...
No one cares.
Sports has never been higher.
Move on. Good. Wicked.
Seen it, yeah.
Oh, was that the...
Has been
There we go.
dominated by a wave of young women singers.
Olivia. All right. Brat. There we go.
Very mindful. Beyonce is
Probably some TikTok shit.
first black woman.
Oh yeah, Beyonce. Yeah, there we go. The country music.
Bitcoin just hit
Bad Bunny. Yeah, Bitcoin. Sure.
High.
Oh, inflation. That's another thing I forgot. Bitcoin and inflation. Yeah, sure. Good. Brownie points for that. Inflation is crazy. I mean, I roped that in with the election stuff, but...
For a man in finance. Trust that.
A multi-state manhunt. A suspect
There we go. Luigi.
United Healthcare CEO.
Hottest cold-blooded killer in America.
I have my thoughts on that. There's the drones.
A Microsoft outage is causing problems for
Oh, yeah. I remember that. I can't believe I forgot about that. I'm glad they brought that up.
airlines and companies around the world.
2 Boeing astronauts stranded on the International Space Station.
The way it goes sometimes.
2020, we're not flying this year. No, we're postponed until 2025.
It is virtually certain.
What was that trailer?
The planet's hottest year on.
Yeah.
We can see that we're not ready.
Right.
That we're receiving now, and it's going to be worse in the future.
Right. It's not big enough. The protests. Viruses, what's new?
Enters its 3rd year.
What's new?
Displaced across the
What's new?
Sudan is worsening.
Yeah, Sudan.
Impeach President Yoon Suk Yeol
Over his short-lived declaration of martial law.
Israel has expanded its bombardment of Lebanon, striking
Yeah, Lebanon.
Alleged that Netanyahu Gallant used starvation as a tool of war.
Just awful. Fucking awful.
We did not get justice.
Oh, she's pretty.
I don't like that this is a fact of life.
It's a fact of life that I should just get over.
School shootings.
Momentous day.
Yeah, of course, all the terrible stuff. I mean,
Decades.
listen, yeah, mention the terrible stuff that happened, like the terrible, like, political stuff, but also, come on, throw in some... Look, 3 minutes, and only, like, a tiny bit of this stuff has been mentioned. I mean...
Terrific rule over
Come on.
a matter of days.
Come on.
So much hope. We hope like for better and better future for Syria.
History has been made in Mexico. Claudia Sheinbaum has been elected as the country...
Yeah, but she's not going to be making any of the decisions. They already went over that.
has become the first country to roll out a new...
No one cares.
France has become the only country to guarantee abortion as a constitutional right.
Damn.
For so long, I've always wanted to be different. And now I realize I just need to be myself.
I love that quote. I've never seen it. Oh, Jane Goodall.
From the very beginning, they believe everything's good.
I like Jane Goodall. I used to not really like her, but now I like her.
We roll up our sleeves and take action, each of us doing what we feel.
The Eclipse, thank you. Let me rewind a little bit.
If we get together, if we roll up our sleeves and
You just barely put the Eclipse, like Jesus.
we feel is important, then there is hope for the future.
Northern Lights, who cares? Yeah. Pride, that's good. Oh yeah, who was it? Was it Taiwan? Thailand? Inside Out 2, yay! Random ass hippo, I don't know why they're showing that. Okay, you missed a lot of stuff. You got some of the good stuff, but you got this stuff, coconut, well, maybe not the coconut. You should have honed in a little bit more on the brat stuff. Didn't say anything about AI, which is stupid. Let me see here. I'll give this one a pass. You didn't have to talk about Kelsey. I'll give Musk a pass. Diddy, you didn't talk about. Disappointed about that. Listen, there's a bunch of little things here you didn't talk about, but it adds up. Hurricanes. You talked about that. Talked a little bit too much about that. Drake versus Kendrick, you didn't talk about. Come on, man. I'll give this one a pass. I'll give this one a pass just because, I mean... TikTok ban you should have talked about. Yeah, there were like 5 things you really should have talked about. I mean, this video spent like 1 minute on hurricanes and 1 minute on sports and the other 2 minutes on completely random nonsense that most people don't remember. And it did get some of the important things, but it really... I mean, most of this stuff was not... really that important. So I'm a little bit disappointed in you, Vox. But of course, 2024 in review. Listen, I'm not seasoned yet. Biggest news series, biggest news stories. I'll watch this one, why not? Stupid people. Fucking inbred.
Like this in this country. And
I am not apologizing for anything I say in this video. Is that Joe Rogan?
it's going to reach a new...
And it's going to reach a new level of importance. You're going helping your country here.
Let us
See, 2024 was the year that I realized I hate Democrats and Republicans, establishment Democrats and Republicans, because they're working together to make everyday Americans hate each other, because they don't want you to look up. They don't want you to look up at the powerful people, and how they're basically putting you on a string. They want you to hate each other. I mean, yeah, these are MAGA Republican idiots, but the Democrats, the Democrats, you can't call yourself a Democrat. I mean, not anymore. At least not a corporatist shill Democrat. After what happened in this election, I mean, the way that everyone was just rallying behind Biden like a massive cult. And then last minute, they realized what everyone already secretly knew, that he wasn't fit for the job, and then they tried to replace him, and it didn't work. Or it did work, and, someone rigged the election. But, it's not a left versus right war. It's an up versus down war. It's the people up there versus the people down here just living their lives. And we need more people to realize that, instead of sitting at home watching MAGA propaganda, or propaganda, as I should probably have called it. But there's also Democrat propaganda. There was the Dark Brandon stuff and the Brat stuff that happened. And it was just so stupid and sad. Sad to see that people are so easily manipulated by propaganda and bullshit. Yeah. I mean, what more is there to say? I will say, though, people, it seems like a fire seeming to fuel up with the whole healthcare CEO thing.
With the light of a brilliant...
I am so disappointed in her. Excellent public speaker. Smoked the guy in the debate. She is just being too easily manipulated by corporate forces, and is forgetting too frequently what she's fighting for, and tried and failed miserably to try and appeal to however many conservatives she could. And I think all of our politicians this election are corrupt, and this was just an election of misinformation and people not realizing that, not to get all political here, because I know that I have an audience here that is watching, but the economic damage from the Trump administration was so bad that it actually seeped into the Biden administration, and the Biden administration didn't really do too much to make it better, and so prices went up because it was a post recession. We're still in a recession, I believe. I'm not quite sure about that. I know that prices are up a lot. I mean, that's like saying water is wet. But people think that, prices are worse now because Biden is who's the president? I was better. See, when Trump asked that question, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? That was psychological manipulation. Because people were not better off 4 years ago than they were now. People were worse. People were losing their businesses, their homes, their cars. I mean, that's what people forget. People's attention spans are so short now that they can't even fucking remember what it was like when Trump was president and how fucking awful it was for everyone. I mean, I'm not gonna spend the rest of this video telling you why water is wet, but yeah, very disappointed in her. I'm disappointed in Trump too. Don't get me wrong. I can't stand the guy. I would have, in a heartbeat, taken Kamala, President Harris. But what happened was just an extreme disappointment, and it's very sad to see. Of course, I could make a whole video about it.
Light.
This is just,
Light of optimism.
Performative bullshit.
And service.
This is the same thing Hillary Clinton did in 2016.
President Biden has just announced that he is ending his re-election bid.
And President Donald Trump. Your nomination to be Vice President of the United States of America.
That was so pathetic. I'm not even gonna elaborate because I don't want a SWAT team coming to my house, but I have my thoughts on that. Yeah, political violence is wrong, yada yada yada.
Against former President Donald Trump. This would be a second time elected to return to the White House.
The most far-reaching criminal cases ever brought against a former or future president are over.
President Biden issuing a full and unconditional pardon of his son Hunter.
Let's take a look at who the players could be in the new.
I don't understand the obsession with Hunter Biden. Like, who gives a shit about the president's? You're gonna use the president's son against him? Like, talk about the actual. People would rather talk about Hunter Biden than talk about, the actual corrupt things about the actual president. It's just ridiculous. It's like the TikTok ban. The government would rather focus on banning TikTok than on making actual change, and it's just really interesting, and it says a lot about the people running the country. But are we really all that surprised anymore?
Trump's embattled picks back on the Hill, and
That's Gavin Newsom?
all those allegations.
No. I forget Doug Burgum. That's his name. I cannot stand this man. Every time I see his face, I want to choke someone. I can't fucking stand him. Someone just, oh my God, just thinking about him. I mean, he deserves an award of recognition for just pissing me off in all the right ways. Just an absolute idiot. Doesn't deserve. Why is it that the dumbest people are the ones with the most amount of money? Fucking hell, man.
Enthusiasm.
About a dozen major companies announced job cuts.
The first reduction
AI, come on.
Cyber attack has affected 140 hospitals. The Microsoft CrowdStrike computer outage.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, the Microsoft thing, but no one.
Now be banned in the U.S.
After like a week, no one cared. No one gave a shit about the Microsoft thing. That was in like February. Yeah, that was in I forget when it was. I think it was a few months ago. Blue Sky. Yeah, that was Threads. I mean, it died out very quickly.
Hotel workers say there's still some
No one's using it.
low wages and high workloads brought
SAG-AFTRA.
pandemic.
Acme versus Coyote.
Machinist walked out from the factory floor.
The union is suspending the strike until at least
Oh yeah, the
On social media,
awful. I hate this shit. This is awful. Why are they littering Facebook with AI generated images? Oh, look at this beautiful family. And people, of course, are so old that they can't tell what's real or fake anymore. And they're just like, oh, what a lovely... Like, what good does it do? What good does it do to post videos of complete fake nonsense and it's content farming. That's what it is. But you don't need to do that. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Victims in the flood.
And then you have people saying that AI is advanced enough to make anything seem legitimate. It's not. I mean, smart people can tell the difference. When AI images are in such a way, are put together in such a way that you can tell by looking at them that something is off. It's the uncanny valley effect. That's what it's called. You can tell by looking at the image or the video that something is off, something is not quite right, and AI is not going to be, really a big problem until another 5-10 years, I think. It's still a very big problem, and it's something we need to take care of. But of course, no one's going to do it because people are idiots. We have idiots running the country, and there's not enough awareness being spread about it. So, yeah.
And the economy.
This guy does not give a shit about the climate. He signed some of the most devastating climate bills in history. He's signed them faster than Trump did. And he calls himself the climate president. He is best friends with big oil. He's just, establishment Democrat, as I've said before. Greta Thunberg, I am a little bit disappointed in her because she, in 2018, 2019, was on fire and she was leading a climate revolution. And within the past half a decade, she's been almost silent. Aside from those 2 tweets she made that got a lot of air, but aside from that, I mean, she's been almost silent. and but
This year ever recorded. Through July, there have been 19
yeah,
separate billion-dollar weather-related disasters.
awful, 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 awful,
The search for survivors growing
awful. Oh, that's Lindsay.
in the wake of Helene.
What's her name?
Nearly 160.
Is that Lindsay
Hurricane Milton is taking
Nagel? No,
fast-moving wildfires across
Davis.
more than 60 are burning right now.
Fires, yeah.
700,000 acres.
It's crazy how no matter how many people fight for climate justice, it still seems like so little is being done. And the little that is being done, the promises that are being made are still not enough. I made a whole article about that. There's the eclipse. Thank you for putting that in there. Oh my god!
Francis Scott Key Bridge is in the water.
A massive cargo ship.
Yeah, I remember that.
Ship is 948.
I completely forgot about that.
A new slew of overnight drone sightings high above the
Yeah, the drones.
growing demand for answers.
We're standing on the campus of Appalachian High School here at Bexar County Schools. What you see behind us is an evil thing.
Today, our nation's top doctor issued a stern warning on gun violence across the U.S., declaring it a public health crisis.
New details in the deadly shooting at a private Christian school in Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
2 people are dead, several others wounded. The suspect was a female teenager.
Tonight with the passenger jet
I don't like him, David Moyer.
trying to land the terrifying flight for
He has the same face.
The chief executive of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, was shot and killed outside the Hilton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan.
26-year-old Luigi Mangione in custody in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Yep. Yep.
The man found guilty for murdering nursing student Laken Riley in Georgia.
What?
I am truly very sorry. I am sorry for your loss as a result of what.
Oh, that idiot. Yeah, I remember him.
Richard Allen, guilty of murdering both girls in 2017.
The Massachusetts woman charged with killing her boyfriend will be retried in January.
One of the doctors charged in the ketamine overdose death of Friends star Matthew Perry.
Disgraced music mogul.
There you go.
Racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking charges.
Sentencing hearing was postponed till
I don't know a lot of this stuff. I mean, who cares?
of just how Lyle and Eric Menendez fill their days behind bars.
Daniel Penny is speaking publicly for the first time after a jury found him not guilty for the chokehold death of Jordan Neely.
This case has really reignited the debate on race, mental health, and public safety.
I mean, it's all, I mean, it's like
A new study shows
it's like a dime a dozen these days. Ozempic.
possibly even declining.
Surgeons
Come on.
at Massachusetts General Hospital say they transplanted
Fucking pig kidney.
to a living human for the first time.
What? Why are they talking about this? I mean, I guess it's an advancement. I didn't even know they did that. It's fucking disgusting, and they shouldn't have done that. I mean, that's just that's gross, and it's also makes me question what exactly did they have to do to get that pig kidney. I don't even want to think about it.
I have ever seen.
Growing concern as that deadly E. coli outbreak.
Dude, stop eating McDonald's. Like, is this really, like, you guys are so stupid. Is this really something that we need to keep talking about? Like, are we really so shocked that diseases are coming from McDonald's food? Like, read a book. For real.
McDonald's Quarter Pounders widened.
Oh my god, so shocking.
Officially issued an alert after a person in Texas became sick following contact with
Yeah.
cows.
Overseas and out of the Middle East.
We need to end animal agriculture. I mean, it's producing so many diseases, and it's incredibly unethical. I mean, I've been passionate about it for such a long time. I mean, it's just it's so problematic. It's extremely inhumane and very unsanitary as well, and it's producing a lot of our diseases, including bird flu and coronavirus, as some suspected. Just, you know, wet markets and that sort of thing. Very, very concerning, and you know, people need to look at the root of, you know, where these things are coming from, and it's not just coming out of nowhere.
Israel observed a moment of silence marking 1 year
Yeah.
since the massacre by Hamas.
Desperate scenes in North Gaza after an Israeli
Gaza
destroyed a 5-story building housing displaced families.
The Ukrainian Air Force says it recorded 110 Russian attack drones launched in the country.
Roughly 26
getting hot in here.
inside Sudan are suffering from acute hunger.
Collapse
Yeah, Sudan.
in Syria.
That was everywhere this year.
Presidential palace after they launched a lightning offense just 2 weeks ago.
South Korea's National Assembly voted to impeach President Yoon Suk Yeol. This comes after his declaration of martial law earlier this month.
Horrific scenes as a festive celebration in Magdeburg, Germany ends in carnage.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
One held for more than 12 years in a Chinese prison are
What's the
Americans wrongfully detained in Russia arrived safely in Texas.
Oh, that's the wrongful detonation. All right.
Cathedral is now welcoming in the public again after not.
I just saw Biden and Kamala, and it just makes me cringe whenever they act like they really care about people. Because I mean, yeah, of course, politicians have done that for years. Welcome to politics, dude. Just because something has been happening for years doesn't mean like we shouldn't laugh at it. Like politics is the type of stuff that should be taken seriously, but the way that it's been happening is just like, I don't know. I don't know if it could ever be taken seriously, and I don't think maybe.
The Olympic flag now officially passing from France to the United States of America.
Yeah, no one cares.
Bring it on!
Moana 2.
Terrible movie.
Top of the box office.
Terrible movie.
Every record ever.
Blue Dang already has a full line of merch and 4,000 visitors a day.
Actor Dick Van Dyke is counting his blessings.
Huh.
Quick-acting neighbors and Good Samaritans saved him and his house from a rapidly spreading wildfire.
Dick Van Dyke made the news this year? That's very bizarre. That's very interesting. I didn't even know about that. That's very interesting.
Hero Dog of the Year.
Here's Bo, the Bloodhound.
Finally tonight, Swifties will have to find some way to fill the as the Eras Tour takes its final.
I can't stand this woman.
Hours.
Yeah, she's very talented, but she's almost become a parody of herself. Like people just at this point like the idea of Taylor Swift. Oh yeah, that's another thing I should have written down. The Mike Tyson versus whoever Jake Paul. You know, they're both the same to me at this point. They're both idiots. Yeah, I have my thoughts on Taylor Swift. Good for her, whatever. She's a billionaire. I don't think there's ever an ethical billionaire. She's definitely exploited some people. And she has the whole private jet thing, which most of the people who are upset about that shouldn't be upset about it, but it's still kind of a shitty thing to do for her. She dismisses anyone giving any sort of criticism to her as hatred, and haters gonna hate. And she is so untouchable. Like she's not gonna do any interviews or appear at any shows. Like she's just the fucking high school queen, and you know. Anyway, good for her.
From Mike Tyson squaring off against Jake Paul, but the fight has already begun.
Yeah.
Help him pay his medical bills and help afford a new doctor and hopefully some new treatments.
In France this week, many nations are coming together to honor the men who 80 years ago today stormed the beaches of Normandy and delivered the World War II.
Oh, we didn't lose a lot of celebrities this year. We really didn't lose that many, like, notable celebrities. Like, right away, I don't really...
I chose applause over tears.
Sissy Houston, alright, yeah, maybe. But only barely.
Gone to a new life. Still crazy.
Yeah, almost no one.
Hopefulness and contentment.
Which maybe is good. Oh yeah, James Earl Jones.
The big joy of...
John Amos? Yeah, the guy who made Amos... Oh yeah, Chris Christopherson and Liam Payne, that's right.
Just stuck with yourself and...
I forgot about him.
Reading a very good book.
Quincy Jones. Yeah, him.
Democrat.
I almost forgot he died this year. Shannon Doherty.
But it is no
Shelley Duvall. Steve Lawrence.
important as being an American.
Toby Keith. I didn't know Toby Keith passed away this year.
Love, laugh, live, and give. That's what it's about.
Okay, so, let me see here. Yeah, I think it went over most of this stuff. I think it went over AI, right? Yeah, Gaza it went over. Didn't talk about this. Some of this stuff is really trivial. I'm starting to realize. But I mean, come on. Sabrina and Chapel. I don't know if it. I don't remember if it touched pop music, but if they talked about Taylor Swift, they should have talked about Sabrina and Chapel. Listen, these year in review videos got to do a lot better at getting everything, getting the most important things. I think both of the two videos I saw combined make it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all the big stuff, except I think the Gen Alpha stuff was worth talking about. I'm not sure what else, but I think most things got talked about. Very disappointed in the first video. It got a lot. It was only 4 minutes long. Should not have been only 4 minutes long. Because there was so much worth talking about, and it only did a small amount of the stuff that on my list, and this video was also not that great, but at least it was only 8 minutes, which was longer than the 4-minute video, and I think combining these two videos would make it accurate, so to say. Am I gonna keep watching more videos? I don't know. I'm getting kind of hot and ready to just lay down and stop, but I am a little bit... I'm gonna speed through. Wait a minute, what's this? Is that Kid Rock? Beyonce. Yeah. Hurricane. Idiots. More idiots.
Get in, loser. I'm anxiety.
Oh yeah, Mean Girls. Maybe this one's better.
Yes, we are emergency. We are depressurized.
Dude, that's one of those drones.
The drones. I should have included that, but...
Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore have been stuck in space for more than 150 days. The Francis Scott Key Bridge, struck by a cargo ship and collapsing overnight.
Yeah.
In Spain, more than 155 people have died from devastating flash floods.
The most powerful quake to sweep Taiwan in a quarter century. A magnitude 7.4.
Terrifying.
News about an earthquake that has just jolted.
Oh, I remember that! Oh, I remember the earthquake! That should have been in all three of those videos. Because we never get earthquakes here. That freaked me the hell out. I was cleaning my room when that happened. I was in that hallway, and I got that earthquake, and I was terrified. I was like, what the hell is happening? But yeah, we got an earthquake. It was short-lived. Nothing really happened, but yeah, that should have been...
My whole house is
Lee, here's
everything.
I apologize. This
No.
horrific.
No. Come on. Come on.
American citizens detained in Russia.
No one cares. No one cares about her either.
It's been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family.
That stunning update from Kate Middleton, telling the world.
Who cares? Royal family, who gives a shit? Come on.
We have nothing to do with Hamas. Why you send the helicopter to bomb us?
Yeah. That's awful.
horrific attack.
Yeah.
Southern city of Rafah.
I can't stand this man.
Conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. Ukraine today marking 1,000 days of war with Russia.
A manhunt is underway right
Yeah.
now. Who shot and killed the top
Yeah.
America's largest private health
Yeah.
was arraigned on felony weapons.
Okay, I do kind of like... The guy got caught at a McDonald's, and he's trying to champion healthcare equity. Dude, you're shooting yourself in the foot, and no one's calling you out on it except for me. Dude, you're gonna be a champion for, you know, people getting access to healthcare, and then you get caught at a McDonald's. They give out literally food that resulted in an outbreak of E. coli. You know, class 1 carcinogens, foods that have been linked to heart disease, diabetes, cancer. Anyway, that's just something I thought I'd bring up.
Shooter opened fire in Appalachia High School.
If something like this can happen.
Yeah, school shootings. What's new? What's new?
Age of 76.
Eric, we did it!
I believe
that they have paid their debt.
Guilty.
Former President Trump is immune for official action.
Oh yeah, that's right. He got arrested this year, right? It was this year he got arrested, right? Yeah, he did. This year he got tried. No. I think he got arrested last year. And this year he had the 34 counts, or maybe he got in jail this year. It had to be this year that he got tried, right? I don't know.
President.
Special Counsel Jack Smith dropping all criminal charges against.
Now this year he got tried and convicted of 34 counts, but I think he got arrested last year. I'm not sure why, but
Elect Trump. So on all 3 counts, Hunter Biden, the president's son, is.
I'm so sick and tired of hearing about Hunter Biden.
I believe it.
Tom, the next generation.
Oh yeah, the freeze, right?
Everything we have to do with.
No, that was last year.
Look.
Yep.
I finally beat Medicaid.
Yep.
I really don't know what
he's dead.
The end of this is. I don't think he knows what he said either.
It's up to the president to decide if he is going to run.
Idiot. Oh yeah, he got shot. No one cares. Idiot.
Together.
In this election, we each face a question.
What is Brat Summer? You think you
Finally!
You're green.
Why did it take this long for them to fucking bring up Brat Summer? My God.
Hope is making a comeback. Kamala Harris.
Cringe. Propaganda.
They're eating
They're both corrupt. I don't care.
the dogs, the people that agree with the law.
Eating the dogs. Okay, I'm glad that they finally eat that up. I should have included that in my list. That was extremely.
I agree with you.
And then the comment about school shooters. And then he worked at a McDonald's. Idiot. Publicity stunt.
Coverage of election.
Idiot. Possible idiot. I don't know. Wicked. No, it's not. No, it's not. Idiot. This is like. What are we celebrating? Oh my God. Never mentioned Diddy. The video before this one mentioned Diddy, so I don't know. Is it time to call it a rest? I'll watch the other videos later. This is already a long video. But yeah, I mean, I always find it very interesting to look at these videos and to see, are they accurate? Do they get everything? I think all 3 of these videos combined got everything. But they all spend a little bit too much time on certain things and not enough time on other things that were also important. Like, it shouldn't just be focused on the Olympics. It shouldn't just be focused on the hurricanes. Like, try to make it as equal as you can, talking about all the different things. And that's it. Overall, they were fairly good videos. They all were not perfect. They all had some work to do. And I'm going to be watching some more videos. And I might, if I do end up editing this, I might do a separate video that I add at the end of this, evaluating different videos, because I do like watching these. But yeah, a lot of things that they didn't get. Some of this stuff I can see that I don't care that they didn't talk about, like Hazbin Hotel. They didn't have to talk about that. Acme versus Coyote. The SAG-AFTRA thing they should have talked about. I mean, that was. I think that might have been last year, though. I'm not quite sure. My memory's not that great. But if SAG-AFTRA was this year, then they should have talked about it. Absolutely. I think it was last year. I don't remember. No, I think it was last year. Yeah, it was. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was last year because that was when the Barbie movie was released. Yeah, most of this stuff, sure. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. If I do end up publishing this, thank you for watching. And I'm ready to just, every time I film a video like this that is super long, I just want to be done. And, yeah. See you later. Bye.